Hey Aries, welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. I'm Eleanor here with your December reading. That's just when I'm doing it, like my monthly deadline. It's actually relevant whenever you feel drawn to it. Since it's a general reading, only part of it may be for you. So hit that thumbs up whenever you hear something helpful and then let the rest go on to the next person. So this is a child's deck, creature teacher, and you have bear. It is a very masculine, protective, fatherly or grandfatherly energy, like Gandalf is sort of how I feel like the description of the bear is. And then you have overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. And then you have the King of Wands. You have the Emperor. And then you have the Queen of Wands. So this is crazy how much fire and synchronicity is showing up here with like the ram-like symbol. That's your symbol, Aries, your sign, your element in its masculine and feminine forms showing up. It's creating a powerful balance or balance of power. Thank you, Arrested Development joke. Anyway, and you have two swords here. There's a sword here and then a sword here that he's balancing on, and it's showing like a conquering of thought. And by conquering, I mean like what man did with fire, right? Learning to control it and turning it into a tool. Two of Swords, you have the two swords, so I would say Two of Swords energy can represent a thought stalemate, and that does feel like what type of obstacle may be in your path this month. And to untangle it, you may have to call in the advice of another, a masculine energy. And it doesn't have to be a dad if yours is past or you don't get along, but someone, and this is oddly specific for one person, someone who drives a Volvo. For everyone else, this is like a distinguished, mature, wise elder, someone who's able to see all the angles and is a great storyteller. This person has warrior energy and he's a fierce protector and also can take a casual approach to life's problems because they've seen it all. And it's not just straight up masculine energy that can only see from that one lens. It's like they've been around the block and learned much from the feminine along the way. So this is guidance that you can trust. And this doesn't necessarily have to be consulting someone you know personally, although I feel like that's mostly advised here, but it can be tuning into someone that is more of a public person to look up to and has a lot to say. And this information, this story or perspective ignites something in you, like with this King of Wands. This energy of having a clear vision of what needs to be done to overcome these obstacles. And it's not to blast through. With the Queen of Wands, there is a harmony being struck, like a dual-sided solution, a multi-layer, multitasking, tackling that puts you on a whole new level of problem solving and leadership. So my idea of the King of Wands is pretty much like embodied by Henry Rollins, right? So where like Bob Ross would be the King of Cups, Steve Irwin, the King of Pentacles, LeVar Burton, the King of Swords, like, you know, this kind of trifecta of like wholesome masculinity. Henry Rollins talked once about dealing with ambient rage by channeling it at problems like as with a scalpel. And you have this sword here that feels like a scalpel, but a person needs this balance of their feminine and masculine aspects in order to do that. Also, this representation of the King of Wands looks a lot like the Strength card with the lion and the infinity symbol. So there's a feeling of bringing order to chaos, taking ideas to their highest potential with sound judgment. And this is something that happens with you, but after getting this outside perspective. Like there's a logical fallacy in your way and someone else has to point it out to you. And this Queen of Wands appreciates a challenge for all that it can teach and becomes a superhero with her vulnerability. It's like you can't learn from mistakes if you can't admit to making them, and you learn more from listening than talking through this month in December. I hope I said December at the beginning of the reading, but anyways. This Emperor feels like the energy you begin to embody and exude when these two aspects join forces within you when you consider this outside perspective. It feels a little bit like Bran meeting the three-eyed raven and then becoming the three-eyed raven, like in Game of Thrones. Or like in Legend, when she sees the dress with like the faceless person dancing, and she gets kind of like tranced in and dances with the person, and then next thing she knows, she's wearing the dress. It's a little bit of a darker connotation, but that, like, in a good way, positive way, because the dress is kind of beautiful. Anyway, there's also this, I'm feeling like this three bears thing, where the king is too much with one left unchecked, and the queen is too much left unchecked, and the emperor is just the right energy of their combined strengths and weaknesses. So there's not one route past this rock in the road. It feels like a dual approach, or a harmonized or two-pronged attack. Or maybe not in tandem, but like a mastery of when to use which based on nuance. It's like this one quote that I'm going to leave you with. There are two forms of courage in this world. One demands that we jump into action with our armor on, and the other demands that we strip ourselves bare naked and surrender. Bravery is a curious thing. So anyway, that's like the king and the queen of wands. And when you master both, you harness this emperor energy and you make the obstacles in your life into stepping stones. So if you want to hear what I have to say in January, please like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will talk to you then. Thank you.